So before we jump in and test the macro out, there's a few things that I found that I want to make edits to. One, I misspelled hire date, hire data. Oops, I need to go in and correct that. Now I don't want to re-record the macro because I'd have to go back through all those steps again. This will just be a simple little fix that we'll make within the recording that Excel created for us. The second thing I want to do is I want to adjust the column widths. After I added the auto filter feature, it started covering up some of my columns here. You can see that last name has got cut off, and first name and employee ID and location. I just want to make them a little bit wider just to accommodate for the drop-down menus that the auto filter creates. Now, once again, I can re-record, but that's a lot of steps to go back through. We're just going to make a couple of simple changes here. All right, so now to edit a macro, I'm going to go back to my developer tab, top of the screen, and along the developer tab, inside the code section, I'm going to open up the Visual Basic Editor. Now the Visual Basic Editor is where all the code, it's called Visual Basic or VBA, Visual Basic for Applications. All the code is written that Excel recorded. And we're going to jump into the code. We could spend a whole nother course just on VBA. What we're going to get here is a simple little taste and hopefully pique your curiosity about what you can do inside of Visual Basic. So I'm going to give that button a click. This will open up a completely separate window, brand new window. This is the Visual Basic for Applications window. Now I'm going to maximize that. Along the left-hand side, I've got my Project Explorer. And I'm going to scroll down. When you record a macro inside of Excel through the macro recorder, all the code gets stored inside of what's called a module. So Excel's created this module folder. It's got a single module in there. And if I give it a double click, it'll open up that module. And all of this text here is the code that Excel generated while it was recording my steps. Now, what I would suggest is you take a moment and just look through this, see what's available for you, see what you can pick out, right? Now, what I want to do here is I want to edit the hire data. I need to make it say hire date. So I'm going to scroll through here. There's a line that says active cell.formula R1C1 equals hire data. And all I'm going to do is change that. Hire date. Let's change that A to an E. So that's the first thing I want to change. Now if I keep scrolling down, there's all sorts of stuff in here. I did a bunch of formatting with my content. Here's where I turn on my currency style. Here's where I did my date format. Right below that, I've got where I started adjusting my column widths. Now below that, I turned on the auto filter feature. So what I want to do here, really simple, is I'm going to take these columns, these four little lines here where I adjusted the column widths. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to Control X. And I'm going to paste it right down below the auto filter line. So now the auto filter will turn on, and then I'll do the column widths. But right now I've got hard number column widths. I don't want that. I'm going to get rid of these hard numbers. Let's get rid of, nope. Because I took that out, it errored out on me. That's why I'm getting this little pop-up. But I'm going to fix that here in just a moment. So I'm going to ignore that pop-up for right now. I'm just hitting OK. So I don't want those hard numbers, but what I want to do is take the column, like the B column, the C column, the G column, and the H column, and I want to auto-fit them. So I'm just going to replace that text that was there with a line that says auto-fit. And you notice every time I hit my enter key or my down arrow, it capitalized the A and the F in auto-fit. So now I'm going to take column B and auto-fit it, column C auto-fit it, G and H and auto-fit them. That means it's going to automatically adjust to the largest thing inside that column. All right, a couple of simple little changes here, nothing big. I've changed my spelling correction and I reordered my columns width, the auto-fit feature to happen last after the auto filter has already been applied. And we can make other changes. Maybe I need to change my font size, or I don't like something being bold, or take a moment and scroll through this list, see what's available to you, see what you can kind of pick apart and decide, is there other stuff that I want to edit as well? But really simple to edit your macros. It just takes a little bit of knowledge about Visual Basic itself. So try this out.